Most people have been conditioned to believe that success is something they must run after, something that must be chased down like a prize at the end of a race. They believe that if they work harder, push more, and exhaust themselves in the process, they will eventually capture it. But the truth is, success does not come from running toward it. It comes from becoming the type of person who naturally attracts it. Imagine a magnet. A magnet does not chase metal, it simply exists with the right properties, and metal is drawn to it. Success works the same way. Those who achieve great things do not beg or plead for opportunities, wealth, or recognition. They do not frantically chase after results, hoping that their efforts will be rewarded. Instead, they become the kind of individual who is naturally aligned with success, and as a result, success is pulled toward them. Success is a reflection of the person you are, the way you think, the habits you cultivate, the standards you set for yourself. All of these factors determine the level of success you experience. If you are struggling to reach your goals, if success seems elusive, the problem is not with the opportunities available to you, the problem is within you. It is in your mindset, your behaviors, and the energy you project into the world. A person who operates with a scarcity mindset, someone who constantly worries, doubts, and fears failure, will always find themselves struggling. No matter how hard they try, no matter how much effort they put in, they will always feel like success is just beyond their reach. This is because their internal world is not aligned with success. They are in a state of resistance, unknowingly pushing away the very things they desire. But the person who truly understands success knows that it is not about chasing, it is about attracting. It is about stepping into a state of being that makes success inevitable. This requires a shift in perspective, a transformation in mindset. It requires an understanding that success is not a distant goal to be pursued, it is the natural consequence of who you become. Look at the most successful people in the world, those who have built empires, revolutionized industries, and changed the course of history. They did not achieve greatness because they frantically chased after it. They achieved it because they cultivated a level of excellence within themselves that made success unavoidable. They developed the skills, the discipline, and the confidence that made success the only possible outcome. Think about it. When you walk into a room, do people see you as someone destined for success, or do they see someone struggling to find their way? Do you exude confidence, certainty, and purpose, or do you appear lost, uncertain, and doubtful? The way you carry yourself, the energy you project, the mindset you hold, all of these things determine the opportunities that come your way. Success is naturally drawn to those who believe in themselves, those who operate with a sense of purpose and conviction. It gravitates toward those who have mastered their emotions, who have eliminated self-doubt, and who take decisive action toward their goals. It flows effortlessly to those who no longer question whether they will succeed, but instead act as if success is already theirs. This is the secret that most people fail to understand. They spend their lives chasing after money, fame, power, or recognition, never realizing that they are repelling these things with their desperation. The more they chase, the further success moves away. But the moment they stop running and start becoming, everything changes. Becoming the kind of person who attracts success requires a transformation in how you think and act. It means elevating your standards, mastering your emotions, and aligning your daily habits with the principles of success. It means developing an unshakable belief in yourself and your ability to achieve great things. It means showing up every single day as the highest version of yourself, refusing to settle for mediocrity, and committing fully to your vision. There is no shortcut to success. There is no magic formula that will bring it to you without effort. But the path to attracting success is clear. Become the person who is worthy of it, and it will come. Every outcome in your life is a direct reflection of your thoughts. The way you think, the ideas you entertain, and the beliefs you hold create the circumstances that surround you. Nothing in your external world exists independently of your internal world. The thoughts you allow to dominate your mind act as the architects of your destiny, shaping your success, your failures, and everything in between. A person who constantly dwells on thoughts of failure, inadequacy, and limitation will always find themselves surrounded by obstacles. They will see setbacks as proof that they are not capable, and every difficulty will reinforce their belief that life is unfair or that success is reserved for others. These thoughts become self-fulfilling prophecies. The mind, whether consciously or unconsciously, seeks to validate what it believes. If you tell yourself you are not good enough, your actions will align with that belief. If you convince yourself that success is too difficult, you will never take the necessary steps to achieve it. But a person who understands the power of thought approaches life differently. They recognize that their mind is the command center of their reality. They guard their thoughts carefully, allowing only those that align with their highest potential. They do not entertain negativity, self-doubt, or fear because they know that these thoughts will manifest in their actions and ultimately in their results. Instead, they cultivate a mindset of confidence, certainty, and limitless possibility. They fill their mind with thoughts of success, achievement, and abundance, knowing that these will create the foundation for their future. The human mind is incredibly powerful. It is like a fertile field, ready to grow whatever seeds are planted in it. The seeds can be thoughts of prosperity, strength, and victory, or they can be thoughts of doubt, weakness, and failure. Whatever you plant, the mind will nurture and bring into reality. There is no escaping this truth. If you constantly think about problems, you will find yourself drowning in them. If you obsess over solutions, opportunities will begin to present themselves. If you focus on limitations, your life will be filled with restrictions. If you focus on expansion, you will grow beyond your current circumstances. The most successful people in history have understood this principle. They were not necessarily the smartest, the strongest, or the most privileged, but they all possessed an unshakable belief in themselves and their vision. Their minds were consumed with thoughts of possibility and achievement. They refused to allow doubt or fear to take root because they knew that a single negative thought, if left unchecked, could multiply and poison their entire belief system. Instead, they fed their minds with thoughts that reinforced their success. They visualized their goals as already accomplished. They spoke words of certainty and power. They surrounded themselves with influences that nurtured their positive mindset. Every great achievement begins in the mind. A successful business does not start with money, it starts with an idea. A strong, healthy body does not begin at the gym, it starts with the belief that transformation is possible. Wealth does not come from luck, it comes from the mindset of abundance and the discipline to act on that mindset. Everything that exists in the physical world was first created in the mental world. The thoughts you hold today are constructing the life you will live tomorrow. The challenge for most people is that they have spent years, sometimes decades, conditioning themselves to think in ways that limit them. They have been told that success is only for a select few, that they should be realistic about their goals, that they should not dream too big. They have been taught to fear failure, to seek security over growth, to settle for less than what they truly desire. Over time, these thoughts become ingrained, forming a mental prison that holds them back from their full potential. But this prison is not real. It is an illusion, built entirely from thoughts. And just as it was created, it can be destroyed. The first step in reshaping your reality is to take full control of your thoughts. This means becoming hyper-aware of the ideas that run through your mind on a daily basis. What do you tell yourself when you wake up in the morning? What is the first thought that enters your mind when you face a challenge? What beliefs have you accepted as truth even though they may be limiting you? By identifying these thoughts, you gain the power to change them. Once you become aware of your thoughts, the next step is to replace any limiting beliefs with empowering ones. If you have told yourself that success is difficult, replace that thought with the belief that success is inevitable for those who commit to it. If you have convinced yourself that you are not capable, replace that belief with the certainty that you have everything you need to succeed within you. If you have been dwelling on past failures, shift your focus to the lessons they have taught you and how they have made you stronger. This is not about wishful thinking or blind optimism. It is about deliberately shaping your mindset to align with the results you want to create. Mastering your thoughts requires discipline, It is not something that happens overnight. It takes daily effort, constant awareness, and the willingness to challenge the mental patterns that have been controlling your life. But the rewards are limitless. When you take control of your thoughts, you take control of your future. You begin to see possibilities where others see obstacles. You develop the confidence to pursue your biggest goals. You attract opportunities, resources, and people who align with your vision. You stop reacting to life and start creating it. Every great achievement in human history has been built on the foundation of belief. The belief that something greater is possible. The belief that no obstacle is insurmountable. The belief that success is inevitable for the person who refuses to surrender. Without belief, talent remains dormant, potential remains untapped, and dreams remain unfulfilled. It is belief that turns ordinary individuals into legends. It is belief that separates those who merely exist from those who create extraordinary lives. The first and most important person who must believe in you is you. It does not matter how many people doubt you. It does not matter if no one supports you. It does not even matter if the entire world tells you that you are not good enough, not smart enough, or not worthy enough. If you believe in yourself with absolute certainty, nothing can stop you. But if you do not believe in yourself, no amount of external encouragement will ever be enough to push you forward. Belief is not something you are born with, it is something you cultivate. It is something you build through experience, through challenges, through victories, and even through failures. When you first set out on any journey, there will be doubts. There will be moments when fear creeps in, whispering that you are not ready or that success is beyond your reach. But belief is a choice. It is the choice to silence the voice of doubt and replace it with the voice of certainty. It is the choice to trust in your abilities even before you see the results. History is filled with examples of individuals who defied the odds simply because they refused to waver in their belief. When Thomas Edison was working on the invention of the light bulb, he failed thousands of times. If he had allowed failure to shake his belief, he would have stopped long before he succeeded. When Henry Ford introduced the idea of an automobile for the masses, people laughed at him, but his belief in his vision was stronger than their skepticism. When every great entrepreneur, artist, athlete, or leader started their journey, they had no proof that success was guaranteed. They had no guarantees, no shortcuts, and no assurances. What they had was belief. And that belief fueled them until success became inevitable. Developing an unshakable belief in yourself requires mental discipline. It requires rejecting the idea that you need permission from others to pursue your dreams. It requires shutting out the voices of those who do not see your vision, who tell you that you are dreaming too big, who try to impose their own limitations onto you. Most people allow the opinions of others to dictate what they believe about themselves. They let rejection, criticism, or failure convince them that they are not capable. But the truth is, other people's opinions are meaningless unless you allow them to shape your reality. No one has the power to define you unless you give them that power. The strongest belief in the world is self-belief. It is the kind of belief that does not waver, even when circumstances seem impossible. It is the belief that allows you to get back up after failure, to keep going when there is no evidence of progress, to persist when others have given up. When you develop this kind of belief, you become unstoppable. You no longer look for validation from the outside world because you already know who you are. You no longer need reassurance from others because you have already decided that success belongs to you. Belief is strengthened through action. It is not enough to simply tell yourself that you believe. You must prove it through your actions. Every time you take a step toward your goals, every time you push through a challenge, every time you refuse to quit, you reinforce your belief in yourself. Confidence is built through repeated effort. The more you act in alignment with your vision, the more your belief solidifies. This is why so many people struggle with self-belief. They wait for confidence before taking action, when in reality, confidence comes from taking action. The most dangerous thing you can do is allow doubt to take root in your mind. Doubt is like a virus. It spreads, it weakens your resolve, and it convinces you to settle for less than you are capable of achieving. The moment you begin to doubt yourself, you start looking for reasons why success is not possible. You begin to hesitate, to second guess, to hold back. And before you know it, you have talked yourself out of your dreams. This is why protecting your belief is so important. You must guard your mind as fiercely as you would guard your most valuable possession, because your mind determines your future. Surround yourself with people who reinforce your belief. Seek out those who uplift you, who challenge you to think bigger, who refuse to let you settle for mediocrity. If the people around you do not believe in your potential, find new people. If your environment does not inspire confidence, change it. Your belief must be protected at all costs, because it is the foundation upon which everything else is built. Every person who has ever accomplished something great started exactly where you are now, with a decision to believe in themselves. They were not different, they were not more talented, they were not more privileged. They simply refused to accept anything less than the success they envisioned, and because of that, they became unstoppable. Success is not a mystery. It is not reserved for the lucky few, nor is it something that happens by accident. It follows specific laws, principles that have governed the rise of every great leader, entrepreneur, innovator, and achiever throughout history. These laws are unchanging, unwavering, and apply to anyone willing to align their actions with them. The problem is that most people ignore them. They work hard, but without direction. They take action, but without purpose, and they wonder why success continues to elude them. Success is not about working harder. It is about working in harmony with the fundamental principles that govern achievement. When you align your actions with these principles, success ceases to be something you chase and instead becomes something you naturally attract. One of the most powerful laws of success is definiteness of purpose. No great accomplishment has ever been achieved without a clear and unwavering vision. Most people drift through life without a definite aim, reacting to circumstances instead of creating them. They wake up each day without a clear sense of what they are working toward, hoping that somehow success will find them. But success does not operate that way. It responds to clarity. The moment you define exactly what you want with absolute precision, you set in motion the forces that will bring it to you. Every successful person, without exception, has known exactly what they were striving for. They did not wish for vague success. They pursued specific goals with unwavering determination. The clearer your vision, the more powerfully you can align your actions to bring it into reality. Another law of success is persistence. The road to success is never a straight line. It is filled with obstacles, setbacks, and challenges designed to test your commitment. Most people give up the moment they face difficulty. They interpret failure as a sign that they are not meant to succeed, when in reality, failure is a necessary step toward mastery. Every setback carries a lesson. Every challenge strengthens your resilience. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is simple. Successful people refuse to quit. They see obstacles as opportunities to grow. They understand that persistence is the price they must pay for greatness, and they are willing to pay it. Aligning your actions with success means committing to your vision no matter how many times you fall. Success also follows the law of going the extra mile. The world does not reward mediocrity. It does not reward those who do the bare minimum. It rewards those who go beyond what is expected, who deliver more value, who push themselves further, who give more than they take. Every successful person understands this principle. They do not seek shortcuts. They do not look for the easy way out. Instead, they commit to excellence in everything they do. They do not wait to be asked. They take initiative. They do not do what is required. They do more than what is required. When you go the extra mile, you separate yourself from the masses. You become the person that others trust, respect, and depend on. You become the person who attracts success effortlessly. Another critical law of success is maintaining a positive mental attitude. Your mind is the command center of your destiny, and the thoughts you entertain shape your results. Most people allow negativity to control them. They complain about their circumstances, blame others for their failures, and dwell on their limitations. But negativity repels success. It creates an energy of defeat before the battle has even begun. On the other hand, those who master the art of success cultivate an unbreakable mindset of positivity. They see possibilities where others see problems. They focus on solutions instead of excuses. They train their minds to expect victory, and because of this expectation, they create it. Aligning your actions with success means eliminating negative thoughts and replacing them with thoughts that empower you. It means speaking words of certainty and confidence, even in the face of challenges. It means choosing faith over fear, progress over stagnation, and action over hesitation. Success is also built on the law of self-discipline. Without discipline, talent is wasted, potential remains unfulfilled, and dreams never materialize. Discipline is the ability to do what must be done, even when you do not feel like doing it. It is the ability to stay focused, even when distractions tempt you to stray from your path. Most people let their emotions dictate their actions. If they do not feel motivated, they do nothing. If they face resistance, they stop. But those who align their actions with success understand that discipline is greater than emotion. They do what is necessary, not what is easy. They wake up early when others sleep. They put in the work when others make excuses. They stay consistent even when no one is watching. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. And without it, success remains an illusion. Another essential principle is the law of association. The people you surround yourself with have an enormous impact on your success. Most people fail because they spend time with those who do not challenge them, who do not inspire them, and who reinforce mediocrity. But successful people understand that environment shapes destiny. They choose to associate with those who elevate their thinking, who push them to be better, who hold them to higher standards. If you spend time with those who are negative, complacent, or uninspired, their mindset will infect you. But if you surround yourself with ambitious, driven, and successful individuals, their energy will lift you to new heights. Aligning your actions with success means choosing your circle carefully, eliminating negative influences, and immersing yourself in an environment that fosters growth. Success is not reserved for the lucky or the privileged. It is governed by laws that apply to anyone willing to align their actions accordingly. Most people spend their lives working hard but without direction. They take action but without strategy. They hope for success but do not commit to the principles that make it inevitable. But those who understand the laws of success know that results are not random. They are predictable. The moment you bring your actions into alignment with these timeless principles, success stops being a distant possibility and becomes an unstoppable reality. Success does not begin with resources, connections, or external advantages. It begins with faith. Faith in yourself, faith in your vision, and faith in the unseen forces that shape reality according to your belief. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, and every extraordinary accomplishment has been built on a foundation of faith. It is not the kind of faith that wavers in the face of difficulty, nor is it dependent on immediate evidence. It is the kind of faith that sees beyond present circumstances, that believes in the inevitable fulfillment of a vision long before it materializes. This is the faith that moves mountains, that defies the odds, that bends reality to match the vision of the one who holds it. Faith is not wishful thinking. It is not idle hope. It is a force as real and tangible as gravity. When properly harnessed, it becomes an unstoppable power that magnetizes opportunities, aligns circumstances, and draws to you the very resources you need to succeed. Most people allow doubt to dominate their thoughts. They believe in failure more than they believe in victory. They allow fear to dictate their decisions, hesitating when they should be moving forward, retreating when they should be pressing on. But those who understand the power of faith never allow temporary setbacks to shake their belief. They see failure not as an endpoint, but as a stepping stone. They recognize that their unwavering vision is more powerful than any obstacle standing in their way. A person with faith sees beyond what is immediately visible. While others are paralyzed by present limitations, they are guided by a vision of what is to come. They do not wait for conditions to be perfect before they take action. They create their own conditions. They do not need proof before they believe. Their belief creates the proof. History is filled with individuals who succeeded not because of what they had, but because of what they believed. They had no special privileges, no guaranteed advantages, only an unshakable faith that propelled them forward. They saw the invisible long before others saw the results, and because they held their vision with absolute certainty, they turned the impossible into reality. Most people fail because they abandon their vision too soon. They start with excitement, but when they encounter obstacles, they allow doubt to creep in. They begin questioning whether success is possible, whether they are good enough, whether they should even continue. The moment doubt takes root, faith begins to fade. And when faith fades, action weakens, momentum slows, and the dream slips further out of reach. But those who master the power of faith never let doubt take hold. They do not allow circumstances to dictate their belief. Even when progress seems invisible, even when challenges mount, even when nothing appears to be working, they remain steadfast. Their vision is not dependent on external validation. It is fueled by an inner knowing that success is already theirs. Faith must be accompanied by action. It is not enough to believe. One must act in alignment with that belief. Too many people claim to have faith, yet their actions betray them. They say they believe in success, yet they hesitate to take risks. They say they trust in their vision, yet they allow fear to dictate their choices. True faith manifests in bold action. It moves forward with confidence, even when there is no visible sign of progress. It does not wait for permission or assurance. It acts with the absolute conviction that results are inevitable. This is why those who operate with faith are often misunderstood. Others cannot see what they see. Others do not understand how they can move forward without guarantees, how they can persist when the odds seem stacked against them. But faith does not require validation from the outside world. It is an inner certainty that needs no confirmation. A powerful vision is the driving force behind all great achievements. Every empire, every groundbreaking invention, every revolutionary idea was first a vision in the mind of a person who refused to let go of it. Visionaries see what others do not. While the world sees obstacles, they see possibility. While the masses wait for direction, they create their own path. Their vision is so vivid, so real in their minds, that they begin to speak and act as if it has already happened. And because they believe with such intensity, reality begins to reshape itself to match their expectation. Most people live without a clear vision. They drift through life, reacting to whatever circumstances come their way. They do not set definite goals, they do not imagine a higher version of themselves, and as a result, they remain stagnant. But those who master the power of vision deliberately design their future. They do not leave their destiny to chance. They write the script for their lives with intention and precision. They visualize their success in detail, seeing it so clearly in their minds that it becomes inevitable. They do not merely hope for success, they expect it, they demand it, they create it. Faith and vision are inseparable. Faith fuels vision, and vision strengthens faith. Without faith, vision remains a dream without substance. Without vision, faith lacks direction. When the two are combined, they form an unstoppable force that shapes reality. The world bends to those who possess both. The unwavering belief in what is possible and the unrelenting vision to pursue it. Those who understand this principle never allow external circumstances to dictate their fate. They operate with a certainty that others cannot comprehend, and because of this certainty, they attract success effortlessly. The greatest minds in history have understood that the world does not reward doubt. It rewards those who see beyond their present conditions, who hold on to their vision even when everything around them suggests otherwise. It rewards those who act in faith, who refuse to let go of their dream, who persist long enough for the invisible to become visible. The question is not whether success is possible. The question is whether you have the faith to hold your vision until it manifests. Those who do will always rise above those who wait for proof before they believe. Success is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of cause and effect. It is the result of aligning your mind, your actions, and your habits with the timeless principles that have guided every great achiever throughout history. The person who attracts success is not the one who simply wishes for it, but the one who deliberately transforms themselves into the kind of individual success cannot resist. It begins with mastering your mind, for your thoughts are the architects of your reality. Whatever you believe with intensity, whatever you dwell upon with conviction, you bring into existence. The world does not shape your destiny, you do. And the moment you take control of your thoughts, you take control of your life. With an unshakable belief in yourself, you unlock power that most people never tap into. Those who doubt themselves, who allow fear and uncertainty to dictate their path, will always remain prisoners of their limitations. But those who refuse to accept anything less than success, those who see themselves as capable, worthy, and destined for greatness, will rise above any obstacle. Success does not respond to wishful thinking. It responds to action. It rewards those who move forward with boldness, those who persist in the face of setbacks, those who refuse to retreat when challenges arise. It comes to those who align their actions with the laws of success, who cultivate discipline, who go the extra mile, who refuse to settle for mediocrity. There is no secret formula, no hidden shortcut. There is only the consistent application of principles that have stood the test of time. More than anything, success is drawn to those who possess faith. Faith in themselves, faith in their vision, faith in the unseen forces that work in favor of those who refuse to give up. The greatest individuals in history were not those who had all the advantages, but those who had the unbreakable certainty that they would succeed. While others hesitated, they moved forward. While others looked for proof before they believed first. And the proof followed. The question is not whether success is possible for you. The question is whether you are willing to become the person who attracts it. Whether you are willing to discipline your mind, master your habits, take bold action, and hold on to your vision with unwavering faith. Because if you do, success will not be something you chase. It will be something you inevitably become.